So today we'll be learning solving quadratic equations by taking square roots. So when you first look at the equation, x minus 6 in parentheses squared equals 81. You might not know what to do. So your first step will be to square both sides. And when you square both sides, you get to the outcome of x minus 6 equals positive or negative 9. See, when you square root both sides, you need to have the positive or negative sign. Since 9 times 9 equals 81, and negative 9 times negative 9 also equals 81. So both can be used. So now since we have that positive or negative sign, you might think, you know what, it'll be fine. I'll just add 6 to both sides, and I get the x equals 15 since the 9's already there, and I get x equals 15, right? That's wrong. You have to split the equation. But what I mean by that is you use the plus or minus sign, and you have one side equal negative 9, and the other side equal positive 9. So then you solve it like a normal two-step equation. So you add 6 to both sides. So then you get the x equals negative 3 or x equals 15. Now earlier you showed that x equals 15, but it wasn't the full answer, and you'd have the full answer. So now let's look at a bit of a harder one. So now we have a coefficient of a factored out greatest common factor. So what your first step is going to be is actually not to square it. Your first step is to divide 2 to both sides. So then you get x minus 4 squared equals 121. So now we do what we did before. We square both sides, so we get x minus 4 equals positive or negative 11. Remember the positive or negative. Then you split the equation. X minus 4 equals negative 11, or x minus 4 equals positive 11. You add 4 to all the sides that you need to do, and you get x equals negative 7, or x equals 15. So, in today's lesson, what did we learn? We learned the reason to have a positive or negative sign after square rooting a number. We learned how to properly split an equation. And lastly, we learned the steps to solving quadratic equations by taking square roots. Thank you.